Wake up, Shinigami. You're chugging Bleach with the only podcast that unlocks your bunkai.
Welcome to Chugging Bleach, the best anime Bleach-based podcast on the internet.
Man, I thought you were like throwing in terms
high as the bar.
Scale it down, and then you just hit 100% Control A at the end.
If you're listening to any other Bleach podcast, you're frankly stupid.
How dare you?
Oh, God. George Wood video game reviews over here.
I bet you just eat garbage.
In any case, I'm your host, Bob Video Games. Bleach connoisseur. And with me today, we have Dan Video Games.
Merely surviving isn't enough, Bob.
KZ Excellent from kzexcellent.com.
I'm always down to do podcasts. I'm just holding back all the time.
And of course, Mr. Field from Mr. Field's Wild Ride. Wild Ride.
I wear these giant clown shoes so my enemy will always know where I am, so my fights will be more enjoyable.
It's a good habit. Today we cover episodes 36 through 40. Some amazing episodes starring Kenpachi.
Yes.
Before we get into that, Field, can you tell me about Patreon.com?
Well, Patreon's like a website where... oh, you mean our Patreon? Okay.
Yeah. Oh. I thought we were getting a history lesson.
Well, open up the wiki page and get going.
Why is Star Wars month again?
Why is there so many sections about allegations?
That's weird.
Well, if you would like early access to this podcast and other benefits, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GBPodcast. As little as $5 a month grants you early access to Chugging Bleach and our other anime review podcast, Mondo Cool, where we review every single Dragon Ball movie. Yes, even that one. You also get Extended Armchair Dev Pitches, which is a show where we make shit up about video games, usually to hurt each other. And if you give us money, you get to hear what our ideas were before they were refashioned into knives. You also get Cursed Content Commentary Tracks, which is a commentary track for the worst things you've ever seen in your life. You also get Cursed Content by Committee, which is our user-voted Cursed Content show. And as a user, you'll be allowed to vote on what horrible thing we have to watch. That comes out monthly. That's patreon.com/GBPodcasts.
Wow, I learned so much.
Thank you, Field. All right, Dan. Let's start this out.
Okay.
Episode 36.
Episode 36 starts with, and you're going to notice a theme, major spiritual pressure.
Whoa.
Whoa. I'm going to shit. And it's going to fall down really fast.
So for people who maybe didn't just finish watching Chugging Bleach number 8 or aren't watching along with us, this opens up the exact same way the last one ended. We got our group of 3 running up there, Ichigo and the others, Spike Spencer, and what is it, Ganju?
Yeah, Ganju.
Running up there, running up those stairs, and then that's where they feel that major spiritual pressure. It's a really intense energy. They're struggling to stand, but they go, hey, we got to keep running. And as they start to run, we get a flashback to Rukia hearing about Ichigo entering. And she just thinks at Ichigo while inside her cell going, what are you doing? Just let me die. Don't come up here. It's going to be fine. Don't. Oh, God, what do you do? You're going to get murdered. That's what's going to happen to you, you little dumb bitch baby. Don't come here. What are you doing? And she just keeps thinking this for, 40 solid seconds, as though Ichigo can read her mind through time.
Of course.
It's not really working out. It's very very shonen.
Yep.
But we finally cut back to them running through the spiritual pressure. Ichigo, he feels it really strong. And there's a moment where he's like, wait a second, it's coming from, and he looks up, and there's this great moment of up on the rooftop, Hairbell, motherfucker. Really good shot of just, I thought he was randomly scanning buildings at first. No, he nails it. He looks exactly where that guy is. It's really good. After noticing him, he hears the voice and he's like, what are you doing looking up there? And gets stabbed through the back. And it's like, oh shit. And then we cut to commercial break, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back and And then it replays that exact scene again. But then you realize that was psychically getting stabbed in the back. He wasn't actually stabbed in the back. It just felt like getting stabbed in the back because his name, which I have not written down.
It's Kenpachi.
What's the other name?
Zaraki.
Zaraki.
Kenpachi.
Okay. Kenpachi, he had murderous intent. And that look stabbed Ichigo spiritually through the back.
That's my favorite thing in shonen is when it's like this dude is so raw that you get premonitions of him killing you before you fight.
Yes. Especially when it's not like some real established power. It's just, this is how it works for everyone.
He's so strong that you look at him and just images of you being killed flash through your mind.
Dan, I hate to do this. We do have to cover one scene you skipped by.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The very beginning of the episode, we have a scene of Momo in jail.
That's true. We did have that scene. That is very important. I was eating a bagel, so I didn't take notes on that scene.
Yeah,
but thank you
she's
for
in
covering.
timeout.
It's true.
bagel.
It was a good bagel. It was fresh. It was first thing in the morning. It was really good. But Bob, let's recap that scene. What happened in that scene? I was eating a bagel.
Rangu Giku shows up, and she's the the blonde-haired Soul Reaper.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives Momo a note from Aizen.
It's so many layers of insane. She's just like, we found this note. It was addressed to you. Anyways, we have people looking for evidence, but you can have this.
Yes, and then she reads it.
If it was anybody but me that found it, they would have done their job and not given it to you. I'm kind of a fuck up.
It's like, I'm going to scowl at you a little bit, but I'm going to still give this to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real moment.
And then she reads it and goes, he's like, Dear Momo, I know this is kind of contrived.
Dear Momo, I didn't want to involve you in this. Don't want to tell you the big dick secrets that's going to get you killed. But I'm doing that right now.
Not my
Sorry,
fault. Though.
but
Anything's happened, but it's not my fault.
I'd like to reiterate my disappointment that there are 38 goddamn characters introduced in this area, and the one that looks like me and Bob combined is the one that gets killed. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. But yeah, that's basically the opening scene. It's the first scene that gets a pulse from you watching this episode for sure. I think it's the first fresh scene because the rest are flashbacks.
Yeah, I think that there's a
to
little bit
last
of
time.
recap of the last episode, but right before this. But yeah, that's not
they
important.
they start to really get in that rhythm this time.
Yeah, I guess because we're in the middle of fights and they're trying to, both give context to the audience that might have missed last episode and
Save
fill
some money,
time.
Yeah.
Fill time because we're catching up. Oh
there's
no,
a
we're
lot
catching
of
up.
saving of money.
Mm-hmm. So here's what happens. Kenpachi's now shit talking Ichigo. He's telling him all sorts of ways he's gonna fuck him sideways. And then that's when Pink Hair shows up, completely undetectable. And Ichigo's floored that she apparently has such a high rank because he couldn't even sense her in the least. Until she leapt on his shoulder, I don't think he realized she was there at all. Ichigo's just crapping his pants over this moment where he's just like, wait, she's like one step below a captain and I can't I'm pretty fucked, aren't I?
Yeah, she's just undetectable, can take out your soda in one swing.
He's
Can
thinking,
get your game or your phone to play games on immediately.
she's installing Minecraft on your phone within seconds. He's crapping his pants over that, but they're gonna have a real battle, and as soon as things start picking up, the other two just leave. They're just okay. We gotta go. We don't want to die.
Yeah.
Good luck, Ichigo. You have some fun with this shit.
They look around a little bit. They're like, oh god, the author really just wanted this fight to happen somewhere cool. We better leave.
I mean, look at this
Shit's
place.
about to go off.
Why is everything destroyed already?
It's really good.
Why are we in the solid stone featureless skyscraper zone?
Why are we no longer in the Windows 98 screensaver?
It's dangerous
Why
outside
are we
of that.
why are we in the world that never was, but the textures didn't load?
Yes, I too noticed that. I really started picking up on those vibes.
The textures don't look like fast traveling in Xenoblade.
Yes. But those two are out, right? They start running. The fight is about to pick up, but it hasn't actually started. What is the medic's name again?
Hanataro.
Hanataro, thank you. I was like, Hana, and I'm done. I got 2 syllables. Go me.
Tapping out.
Clapping and patting myself on the back for that one. I remember 2 syllables from his name.
All right, Spike Spencer. That was it.
Yeah, that's what I keep referring to him as in my fucking notes. Anyways, Hanatori?
Taro.
Hanataro is convinced Ichigo will die because he's like, that guy's a fucking captain. There's no way he's going to survive this. He's so screwed. We need to go back. Ganju's like, let me explain. If he's screwed, that's all the more reason to not go back.
It's like a smart character.
I'm like, man, what a real ass moment. That's some shit right there. We cut back to the fight as it's about to ramp up. Ichigo gets offered a freebie swing by Kenpachi.
I don't think you could have predicted this one.
No, not really. Especially not the way this works out.
Oh, no. Yeah, no way. I forgot.
Ichigo's just losing. He's like, I get a freebie swing. What the hell is this? Anyways, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my best. He reels back. He slams the sword into the dude's shoulder. And then he goes, wait a second. I'm bleeding?
Yes.
It's done no damage. In fact, it's hurt me.
Yeah. He looks down at his hands and they're bleeding and shit. And I'm just like, man, this is when you went too far with the debuffs for experience gain. And you just realized I've ruined this character.
Now, you haven't sold this scene as well because they go for it. He's charged up. His energy's swirling as he does the hit. They cut away. Then come back to it to it make no impact, just to leave you on the edge of your seat and go, no, he ate shit.
Welcome back. He crapped his pants.
Oh no.
Ichigo's floored. He's terrified. Kenpachi says, try to live long enough to let me get the rust off this thing. And I'm like, oh, this is good. I really like this character. I really like this fight. This is really good. I think we have a good set of episodes ahead of us. We cut to credits. We get an old man swinging a sword.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is the old man one.
Yeah, we got old
Squad
man.
one. It's good.
He's swinging his sword. He's looking real cool. Then we get our Cone moment where Cone goes, "Give me some allowance."
Oh yeah, we're talking about it. I lost it because I was tired while watching these episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he's just hanging out in the fucking in the hot springs, and I forgot his beard is so long that you see the silhouette of it in the water. I'm like, does this crotch also have a beard?
Oh my god!
but no, it's just his beard going past it. But for a minute, I was losing my mind.
Wait, does that happen?
How'd they get away with this?
Oh my god, that's funny.
Like, that's why you're head captain, I guess.
So shit's getting real. Ichigo's doing that, and that's when it pops up with the to be continued. We get our credit sequence, and then we move on to episode 37. So we cut to Chad doing Chad shit.
Is usual.
You know how it is. Giant holes in walls, blasting people away. He runs up on a dude. This dude is so self-confident, and within 1 second, you know he shouldn't be. He's
You just just by looking at his face? 'Cause
Yes.
dipshits in Bleach have like a face.
Yes, for sure. It's like,
And like Ganju has 70% of that face already.
mm-hmm.
So you look at them and it's just like, oh, that's a Ganju and a half. He isn't Ganju anything.
Yes. If they look anything like Ganju and aren't him, they're just going to be jobbers.
So this dude, he starts talking up his amazing technique of swinging his sword around really fast and looking like an idiot. He's sweating while doing it.
Yeah.
He's not even hitting Chad. He's just revving up and he's talking about how cool he is. He's sweating just swinging it through midair. It's absolutely nuts. And the dude, starts having a laughing fit while doing this. And in the US dub, he sounds like Mickey Mouse having a laughing fit. It's just like, oh, you're really dead now. Oh, you're so screwed.
That was killing me because it's just Uryu's voice actor doing that. I can clearly fucking tell.
Oh, yeah. That's really
So
good.
he's in hyper dipshit mode for this scene.
It's really good. Yeah, Chad just uppercuts the dude and he flies into space.
Yeah, he's kicked out of the series entirely.
Yeah, he's
in
just
that
gone.
one moment.
Oh, that's not true, Bob. We see him one more time.
We do, and it's unfair. They should not have done it.
No, they shouldn't have done it. So then Chad, after uppercutting that dude into space, just goes, wow, my numbers went up. And then moves on to the next thing.
Impeccable character.
It's almost on the level as if like when Goku gets to Namek before he gets off the ship, he's like, I bet my power level went up to 90,000.
That sounds about right. It would be really good if he did that. Just to be clear, that is something I desire.
It would have been terrible, but it would have been really funny.
It would have been.
God.
So as Chad starts traveling through the area where he uppercutted that dude into space, we finally get a follow-up to a scene, I believe it was 2 episodes ago, in episode 35, where Kyoraku is going to pursue the Ryoga. Kyoraku, he descends gracefully from the sky like he's Princess Peach in Smash Brothers or something with a fucking umbrella, but he just floats down wearing his beautiful outfit, and rose petals or cherry blossoms just fly past him. And it's amazing. And it's like, oh, this is like some boss scene shit. And then it turns out Nanao was just throwing them for him. It just keeps throwing them.
Good.
Yeah, I
Kyoraku's
really like that segment.
hey, I'm gonna need you to stop now. It was really cool and dramatic, but you know, sweetie, honey bun, sweetie pie, and then she dunks the whole thing on his head and throws the bowl at him. Just drops it on his head. It's a really good scene, and that was great. So, Kyoraku's standing in the way of Chad. He's like, I'm not gonna move, but hey, how about we have a drink? And Chad's like, no, the minors can't drink.
It's a really good scene.
He's like, okay, I guess you could just watch me drink.
He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna drink. Which is the exact energy I got from Kyoraku. So, you know. Really delivering on the design here already.
Yeah.
Chad pulls some shit out, though. He starts getting in a fight with him, and he shoots a fucking beam. He's just giant laser beam shit.
Yeah, he like keeps shooting them.
Yeah, Kyoraku just blocks it and deflects it past him like it's fucking nothing. And it's like, oh, this is real shit, huh? We cut to commercial break. We come back with the eye catch. Surprisingly, eye catch isn't more stylish in Bleach. I think they nail a lot of things visually, but the eye catch is kind of... It's not the worst, obviously. Like, you know, watch fucking anime. But it's... I don't know. I expected something fancier by now. Anyway, we come back from commercial break. They're giant plumes of smoke shooting up into the sky, explosion sounds, everything's going nuts, and then we get a closer view, and as it turns out, Chad has been shooting beam after beam at Kyoraku, and it's just nuts, and Kyoraku's like, oh man, that one almost hit me. And he's just dodging them all, and I'm like, this is bad. This is really bad that Chad's just like, oh, I missed, I should just keep firing.
Just keep dumping it on.
This is a dude with a revolver, right? Who just keeps firing the revolver while not aiming.
This is it has some really strong DBZ energy of, oh, you know they're screwed when they just start shooting blasts and they do nothing.
That's
Yeah,
true.
Anytime they shoot at the ground a bunch.
Yeah, I was about to say it has some real. We're playing fighters and one of us has 7 bars and is like, this level 1 will hit.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you're using it against me, I'll fall for it every time, and then Bob starts cackling because he's ruined my life.
Here's what got me, you guys. It was Chad, so I was like, all these signs point to this being a Vegeta using a shitload of beams that are gonna do nothing moment. But it's Chad. I think he has a plan.
Oh, no.
his intuition has carried him far. He'll figure this out. At this point, I wrote a really important note. The color banding on this Blu-ray is unreal. Yeah, that's... Anyway, so Kiraku dodges yet another beam. It was a really big one. It was a really impressive one. And then just pokes Chad on the fucking nose and sends his ass flying so hard he hero Yui's laterally. He just keeps rolling.
Yeah, I expected a theme song to start playing when he stood up.
Yes!
I like the perspective jumps where it's like just seeing him roll, but then like a first person perspective of him rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And then they showed it like 3 more times because we're approaching the least money the show had soon.
Oh yeah, there's a shot coming up that's like peak. It's the peak of the fucking series so far, for sure.
It's lived in my head the entire day.
Yeah, it's probably one of the worst looking running animations in the whole series.
Yes.
So Kiraku explains something really important. This is one of the lore bits I thought was really important to know this episode, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He explains some attacks. There are 2 types of attacks. Some of them, you keep using them and you run out of gas. The other type, you use them and they start pulling from your life force. Chad is using the latter type. This is important.
When he was explaining this, I came off editing the last Chugging Bleach, which explained the important lore thing of everyone has a set amount of attacks, then they can't attack no more. So this following that up was too much for me.
Oh, there's a bit of that.
I feel like this one's more real than that last.
Yeah, I know, but I had PTSD from. Don't worry, after 4 attacks, it's over.
Yeah,
Kenpachi has unlimited.
This isn't
attacks.
like you have to wait until he's negative on block, and then it's your turn to hit.
Chad gives us a line about why he's fighting so hard. He says he's going to renew his vows with Ichigo. We get a flashback of him explaining the origin of the medallion, I guess you would call it. Really, it's just a coin on a necklace that he wears all the time. I really shorthanded this.
Thank you.
His abuelo made him promise to not throw fists. And then Ichigo goes, abuelo? What is that? And then he goes,
That's Spanish?
It's grandpa in Spanish or Mexican.
His grand Chad.
My grand Chad. My grandfather.
Grandfather?
Yeah, grandfather. Like grandfather, but Chad. Chad is from Mexico. Ichigo's like, wait a second, I thought you said you were from Okinawa. And he goes, oh. And then Ichigo's like, whatever, man. And then internally he goes, well, I was born in Okinawa. Because he told Ichigo that he was from Okinawa. And then immediately, instead of clarifying, oh, I was born there and then went to Mexico before moving here,
Mamma mia.
He just thinks that internally.
Yeah, he doesn't feel the need to explain this. He doesn't want to talk.
Yeah, he's just having this. Keep in mind, this is a flashback to, what was it, middle school?
Yeah.
Yeah. They look the same, though. Don't worry about it. He then internally remembers he was born in Okinawa, moved to Mexico, lived with his abuelo, and then came back to Japan. Then we get backstory. I took a note. It says in all caps, backstory.
Yeah, basically, it was just
cool.
Chad was a punk when he was in Mexico and actually got in fights and whatever.
Chad was a punk ass bitch who fought anyone who looked at him cross, and then his grandpa had to take some beatings for him in order to honor his grandpa. He stopped being such an asshole. The end. But in the slightly more contemporary timeline where he's...
Yeah, the flashbacks was in flashbacks.
Yeah.
You were getting a bit much.
Yeah, that's why I just shorthand that other layer of flashback to backstory. Ichigo...
I recount my entire life mentally in the middle of this fight.
It's okay. They'll get... We just got to get through this flashback, then the animation budget will come back, right?
Yeah, of course.
Look, there was plenty of time to think while he's spinning on the floor.
So Ichigo saves Chad from these fucking punks who have him roped up underneath the bridge. I don't think it's relevant to explain the whole story of how it got here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And then Ichigo does this really great line where he picks up a cell phone off of a dude he kicked the shit out of, and he calls an ambulance, and he goes, hey, I'm gonna need an ambulance for 1, 2, 3, 5 different people. You know, they're hurt really bad. You're gonna want to pull that up onto this bridge. And they're like, what the hell? And then they get in a fight. It's a really good line. Someone showed this to me months ago, because you know how that is.
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing...
Yeah, I saw that going around everywhere a couple months ago.
Yep. It's a really good scene. Really fucking good scene. Really funny line. Unfortunately, though, with that, we come back to the modern timeline.
Here we go.
The amulet is guiding Chad, he thinks internally, towards, you know, what his opportunity, towards his purpose. And then he throws this amazing punch that he's been reeling up with this whole time. He's been thinking. He's running at Kyoraku, and he misses and gets owned immensely.
They have him run. And it's like all those other times where someone's like running in to do their dramatic thing. They redo shots.
Mm-hmm.
They show the same shot 5 or 6 times on each cut. Mm-hmm. This is like it feels like a minute long, and they're playing like Ichigo's like cool guy theme song during this, and I'm like, this is the worst it's ever been.
It's pretty fucking funny. We literally have the front on shot of Chad with his great running animation, Kyoraku just staring, and it cuts between the two of them really fast, like as KZ said, 7 times that I started laughing. I was like, we're there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this is insane. It doesn't even look like he's unlocked a new attack, because he hasn't. This is an unearned cool run.
It's
a really long run.
Yes.
Look, he got knocked really far back.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
It's like Goku charging the beam for a really long time to like pad out the episode, but it's running with swinging a punch, so it's really jarring.
So that ends
Chad's
that episode.
Like, yeah, I'm gonna hit him once I run the 1600 meter.
I've been training for this my whole life.
I'm on track.
And then it says to be continued right after he gets fucking owned, because Kyoraku, he does this amazing thing. He dodges slightly and then just jump slashes him really abruptly. No cool move, no nothing. It just owns Chad. Chad falls over. Looks like it's over for Chad. It says to be continued. We start the next episode. You get to see a good bit of that run and punch all over again. They didn't have the bravery to cut between them 7 times like they did
No.
in episode 37.
Thank God we get to move on after just seeing them once.
So they get owned. Nanao is approached by, what is the term?
The Stealth Force.
Stealth Force. Okay, there we go. Gets approached by them. They're like, oh, we have a special message. And it's like, how important is this? And they're like, come on, man. And they're like, no. This comes from the top. It's like, oh, fuck.
Double signature.
Oh, my God. So, secret message, very important. They realize they need to deal with that. And it's like, oh, he's dead. It's like, what? He's dead? But he was ... Well, we should go pay, words. we should go see him. Like, we should go pay a tribute to his body. I'm fucking tired. I don't know. The word's gone. Anyways, moving on. They start walking away from Chad, right? And then there's a moment. Nanao looks back, and she's just like, wait a second. To save some time, guys, I have actually combined a couple scenes into a linear order because it's a 40-second timeline. I feel like we don't need to cut to Ichigo mentally. So anyway, Nanao looks back. She's like, wait a minute. This Ryoka's not dead. Here, allow me to... Do you want me to administer the killing blow?
And then her hand glows. It's really weird.
It's really cool. She's got like a white ultra instinct going on with her hand.
Here's my stink hand.
She's like, I can administer the killing blow. Kyoraku's like, no, it's fine. I mean, if the Ryoka are behind this, we're going to want to interrogate them, so it's probably best that he's still alive. We won't kill him. She's like, oh, you're probably right. We now cut to Ichigo in the retelling of this story after it actually happened. So Ichigo and Kenpachi are running through cool environments.
They are cool environments.
It's the next... it's like before they were in the Windows 3.1 screensaver, now they're like in the Windows 98 screensaver.
One might say they are cool running. Kinpachi says,
as she says, the Soul Society Doom Wad.
yes. Kinpachi says, is running away the only thing you know how to do? Because Ichigo's just shitting his pants. He's freaking out. He hit the dude. He's bleeding. That doesn't make any sense at this moment in time. Kinpachi, I noticed the symbol on his back just looks like a plus symbol and a minus symbol on top of each other. And I was like, neat.
Okay, that's all I got out of that.
That's all I got out of that. Nothing's working out for Ichigo. He notices at this moment of running and pissing and shitting his pants that Chad's spiritual pressure is gone. And he's like, what? Why can't I feel Chad? Where's his spiritual pressure? And he starts thinking and probing mentally, searching through the darkness, trying to find his spirit. He sees in his mind's eye a tiny flame. And that's when he goes, he is alive. And he's decided he's going to try to save Chad because he can tell he's in danger. He's going to take shit seriously. So he runs at Kinpachi. He's trying to be really cool and shit. And he does a quick surface level slash, right? Just the most like grazed the chest moment. My notes get messy here because at a certain point my brain started turning to goo.
Oh no.
And they start legitimately fighting. Kinpachi literally baits him the moment. He's like, oh, you did a surface level scratch on me. You made me bleed slightly, so you think you can actually win now. This is fucking great. You're so stupid. And then Ichigo starts crapping his pants again. His confidence lasted like 20 seconds. We now cut to a scene with two other people. I do not remember which squad they're a part of. They talk about the events so far. Nothing important is shown except for, I believe the captain is like, why didn't you tell me sooner? And he seemingly is ill. I got that impression.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Is that a different captain in a different scene, which is the same type of scene?
It's the same type of scene. That comes later. This is the scene where they cut to Unohana, the captain of the medical squad, like confirming Aizen's death. They have his body laid out. And the two other captains, Toastin, and I can't remember the one with the big helmet's name, are introduced here. And they're like, okay, yeah, he's definitely dead.
Let me tell you what my fucking notes cut to.
Yeah.
I will read it verbatim.
Yes.
I cannot believe this dude has a 69 tattooed on his cheek, a color tattooed on his neck, and his black hair Ichigo. That's fucking insane.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I have to fucking bring this Kubo thing up now. Because we got this character. Yeah. Kubo specifically made him like brooding, tattooed, black hair Ichigo. Like that was his design document, basically. And then like years later, Kubo's like, yeah, I never got why so many women wanted to fuck him.
I've been waiting so long for 69 men to show up.
The only way he could get better is if he had a tramp stamp that said "bad bitch."
Hey, we don't know. He might, in fact, have a womb tattoo.
Yeah,
he's not taking his shirt off yet.
A 69 womb tattoo.
So Kinpachi, we come back to the fight. Kinpachi, it's really good. He explains he wears the eye patch and he has the bells at the end of his hair tips to make things easier for his opponent because, quote, my spiritual pressure is so huge I can't even hide my Zanpakuto. Oh, it's so huge. It's huge. I can't even swing with my true force. You bitch babies bore me. That's basically what he said. He has the biggest dick, so he can't even wear appropriate sized pants. He wears tight pants all the time.
It's like weighted clothing times 1,000.
Yes, it's really good. I think it's at this moment, but it might have been a little bit later that you realize how the eye patch works. I think that's the next episode. Okay,
yes.
That's some good shit.
God, can you imagine like Piccolo doing any of this? No, this is the next level.
This really is.
This is like if Piccolo cut off one of his arms and didn't regenerate it until he thought he needed it.
So Kinpachi's saying all this while Ichigo's blocking with his sword, and Kinpachi's just driving the tip of his sword into and through Ichigo's, and then pierces his chest. Ichigo crumples and then bleeds out on the ground.
Yeah,
it's just like, man.
This is awesome when Kenpachi is explaining, my Zanpakuto can't transform, and Ichigo thinks that gives him an upper hand for a second before he gets stabbed in the chest.
That is a good moment. That is a good moment where he's like, I'm so fucking strong. I keep my Zanpakuto unsheathed at all times. Look at this shit. It's so good. It's so good. And it's like the biggest piece of shit sword ever. And I'm like, this dude bought this at like a pawn shop, and it was like Japanese steel.
Yeah, he's a mall ninja.
Yes, exactly.
He's hanging out with Wesley Snipes buying the Cyber Wizard.
So he pierces the fucking sword, stabs Ichigo in the chest. Ichigo just completely crumbles on the ground. It starts bleeding out, and staticky bullshit starts happening. Things get desaturated, and here at the last second of this episode, Sword Dad is back with the cigarettes.
We thought he abandoned us for good.
Yeah, but no, he's back and he's cool, and we could be a family again.
Ichigo bailed him out of jail like he called for the first time in 15 years to ask.
Jesus Christ. So then we get our cone moment. There's a dude here. He's blonde. He's got a cool look. I'm paraphrasing, but Cone basically said, McDonald Miller, his hobby is his diary. Because that dude is just straight up Master Miller. Like, that's insane.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably less racist.
Look, I haven't played a lot of the post-3 timeline, pre-1 timeline stuff. I don't want to know shit about Kazuhiro.
Look, we don't know what this guy in Bleach does. We hardly see him ever again.
That's true. I don't know anything yet. He might start being a race realist in episode 41, and I wouldn't know. Like
every time we're not looking at him, he's posting on the Q Zone on Facebook.
Stop it! Oh
my god! Keeping that joke to myself. Anyway, these episodes.
Damn you! Don't brag that you're fucked up.
No, it's just this dude. That hole could go real deep. We don't want to know about him. 39 starts, and we're getting pretty consistent about these rollback recaps.
Yeah,
like it happens again. But Sword Dad, he has some important questions for Ichigo, right? He's like, do you want to fight? Do you want to win? Or do you just want to live? And then Ichigo's like, that's stupid. A mere survival isn't enough of a purpose. I want to win. And then Sword Dad goes, yo, that's fair. I'll take you there. And then he takes him into cool building places where all the swords are running around.
Yeah, the inner palace. World.
Yeah, it's true.
His mind palace.
I'm sorry, but like Zangetsu being like, do you want to win? Just makes me think of him being Adler.
Yes, a little bit.
Telling Ichigo he needs to get out of the loser's cup.
Can you imagine? You have a sword and your sword dad is Adler.
We really need that Call of Duty.
I really need that art.
Rise, Adler. That's your Zanpakuto.
Yes. Oh man, that would be really good. So we're in his mind castle, right? I wrote down, do you think Nomura likes Bleach? But we start setting up the rules of the mind castle a little bit, just explaining, hey, yeah, this is your interstate, this is just how it is. And Ichigo goes, man, my interstate's always sideways? That's kind of fucked up if you think about it.
It's cool, though.
He's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. Don't worry about it. Anyways, you gotta fight yourself, but white and crazy, and I'm not gonna let you have this sword. And he just throws the fucking sword over his shoulder. And gives Ichigo what was it?
It was just a basic Zanpakuto given to the lowest level of Soul Reaper.
Yes, lowest level Soul Reaper. It was pretty good. He's like, you can have this dog shit. Okay, you got to fight yourself for the good sword. And crazy sicko white Ichigo made me think of that the DMC DLC again, and I really wish I never saw that.
I mean, it's literally just a ripoff. Like, we got to the part.
It's
Ichigo's downfall.
I'm like, why is he not in a desert? I don't understand.
We're not to that arc yet, Dan.
It's true. Anyway, so they start doing a battle, right? Ichigo's kind of freaking out because he's got a dog turd to fight this guy with a shotgun. White Ichigo just starts swinging his sword above his head like a dipshit. And Ichigo's, I shit you not, he's swinging a sword above his head like a dipshit. I never thought of doing that. Oh, I should have a better relationship with my sword.
Yeah, this is like not even 3 episodes ago, we got, here's this dipshit who swings his sword around wildly and gets owned effortlessly.
Yes.
But black and white Ichigo does it and is a genius.
Well, he's swinging it by the wrapping.
That's
and
true.
making it into a blade that spins.
It's
Very different.
He's using
Very
it like
smart.
a flail.
It's genius, actually. So as he realizes he should have a better relationship with the sword, and there's some baiting from the white Ichigo, being just like, hey, just because you know your sword's name doesn't mean you're friends. And Ichigo's like, oh, he's right. And I'm like, this anime is insane. I love it.
Every time you say white Ichigo, I lose my mind. Because I'm like, yeah, that is happening, isn't it?
Yep. Look, man, I don't have any details. I'm not going to assume anything. So the battle ends. It's really not important how Ichigo wins, because he just goes, yeah, I should have that sword. I need that sword. Please let me have that sword. And then he gets that sword.
Yeah, then the sword switch hands.
Wonderful.
Just, okay. I guess that's over.
He just fucking Tyler Durdened with the white Ichigo, and he was like, that gun's not in your hand, it's in mine. It was kind of funny. And then he owns his ass, and he won. There you go. Okay, cool. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go fight. Ichigo seemingly leaves his internal state, and then white Ichigo sits there and has a conversation with Zangetsu. He goes, you need to make sure to train him well, because one day I'll have that power. And then white Ichigo just turns into dust and flies back into Zangetsu. And I'm just like, all right.
Sure, nothing's bad going on here, right? Everything's fine.
This is pretty great. And Zangetsu says the most insane shit. See, most animes, they would stop at the first part, right? And to be frank, most animes not brave enough to even do that first part, right? Setting up a thing and delivering on it way later. That doesn't sound like a shonen series living in the moment. Anyways. So, he flies back into Zangetsu. Zangetsu is now standing there, still in Ichigo's internal state. And he goes on an insane monologue where he says, I wonder if you can understand the fear of being rained on in this world. And that's verbatim.
Yes.
I'm like, what an insane monologue. He goes, this inner world reflects your state. If you cry or are sad, it rains here. I can't express how much I don't like being rained on here. And then he says that line, and I'm losing it. I'm like, this is fucking incredible.
Oh yeah, this got 3 extra points off one line.
Yeah, no, that scene's good. It's possibly one of the best scenes. And then we cut back to the real world, where Ichigo is going sicko mode, and he's pissing energy waves everywhere, spiritual pressure out the ass. Kipachi's losing it. He's like, wait a second, you were fucking dead. What the hell's happening here? This doesn't make any sense. Ichigo immediately double slashes his shoulders. He's like, whoa, and he's bleeding. It's fucking nuts. Really got
these are
Kipachi
good cuts. These aren't like little baby scratches anymore.
No, this isn't the chest situation. This is more like axe murderer coming for your shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some real axe murderer vibes coming up.
I noticed that was Ichigo's fighting style by and large. He starts hacking the dude up, right? All over the place. Chop, chop, motherfucker.
Yeah, the animation's back, surprisingly.
Yes, it all went here, apparently. And there's a line of just like, Ichigo's freaking out. He's like, why are you okay with this? Why are you still fighting like this? Like, you're bleeding out insanely. Aren't you afraid of dying? And Kipachi goes, afraid of dying? I can't believe someone like you would ask such a stupid question.
You're stupid.
Don't you realize I only care about winning?
I'm just built different.
And then as he says, I'm just built different, he reveals his eye patch literally has tiny mouths that were eating his spirit energy the whole time.
I forgot about this. It's the coolest thing ever.
It really is.
Can you just imagine them just chewing?
Yeah, they're just like,
Yeah, that the eye is fine, so he just looks at that all day.
Yeah, he just stares into that, I guess. He takes the eye patch off. Now it's time for shit to get real. Ichigo talks about how sword relationships are important and shit. Kenpachi says, I don't give a fuck, I'm strong. Zangetsu is just like, look at that dumbass. His fucking sword's upset. You can hear it. It's like crying and shit. They don't work together. They're not gonna last like us, baby. and then Ichigo basically says the same shit.
He tries to say Kenpachi's sword is crying Wojak.
And then we get our wicked clash where they run at each other and blades clash and shit goes everywhere. Buildings are getting fucked and everything's insane and it's really good.
Kenpachi's like, I'm going all in, and then fucking Energy Skull appears.
Yeah, I wrote down Kenpachi takes off eye patch, then explodes.
Yes. It has a very similar energy to when you unlock the full power of Jehuti in Zone of the Enders 2. Just giant energy spire, all from him taking his eye patch off. It's real good.
Yeah, getting big Sonic 06 Shadow vibes.
So they clash. Explosions, cool shit, everything's nuts. We cut back. I write, yo, Ichigo got owned. All caps. Because he just falls over. And then the episode goes to the ending. It's a new ending. It's fucking terrible.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, it's real bad because it's one of those, man, you can't end any episode with any level of tension because this ending will ruin it.
It's even worse because this sounds like a direct knockoff of a song from the 70s. It's
oh yeah, and also the song's bad. This is actually my least favorite outro of the entire series.
Yeah, this is, I'm going to go ahead and say, first ending that is definitively worse than the first. I'm going to go ahead and say that because I'll take someone who's maybe not the best singer over this. It might as well have MIDI instruments. That's how little I respect this song. It's fucking nuts. This is such a bad ending.
This is why it's like, I don't necessarily hate the first one that much, but I was like, man.
Because Hitler's right over there.
If Dan fucking likes the third one, I was going to be so upset.
Dude, there's no
Just start fucking going bald on this podcast.
I'm not going to say this ending's good at all, but I don't know. It's not ear piercing like that first one is.
There's a certain quality to ear piercing that I could at least be like, that's memorable.
Well, it's true. I completely forgot about this.
Yeah.
I couldn't forget about the first ending.
Yeah, see? Iconic.
I'm glad we will have 2 more podcast episodes about this outro.
It's really rough here, guys. You don't understand. Tonally, stupid. Lyrically, stupid. Musically, derivative and dog shit. There's no single aspect of this song that's okay, even.
I guess we can go ahead and score it now.
Oh, what's the scoring mechanism on this shit? Yeah, let's go. What's our scale? Do you remember?
I don't think we even have an established one. Let's just say 1 to 10.
Okay, I thought it might have been that. I'm gonna go ahead and give this. I'm gonna give this a 2 because it could be the same song with MIDI instruments, and that would legitimately drive it to a 1. That's the only world I imagine this being worse. I'm gonna be honest. This is fucking bad.
All right, Phil. What about you?
2. It's really jarringly bad.
KZ?
2. Dan made a really good argument of what a 1 could be.
I'm going to put this at a 3 just because I feel like there's potential for even 2 numbers worse. I don't remember enough.
Okay. That's fair. I understand. I don't agree, but I understand.
Some of the animation, it's not that bad. It's like, I think there's some neat shots in here, but it also is.
Yeah, the actual ending sequence itself is fine if I could see it through my hazy vision of hatred for the song.
Vision of hatred.
Dude, it's fucking. I'm gonna be honest. Halfway through, I realized I wasn't even paying attention to it because I was so floored by how awful the music was.
This is why I'm sad we don't watch these together, because just Imagine you just why?
It was so bad. It was like halfway through, and I'm like, I realized I'm not even watching it. Like, I'm staring past the TV. I'm staring through the TV
Jesus.
as I sit here and think about how bad this song is.
And I was on the other side of the room, like, toning out the song. It's like, oh, that's some cool looking stuff.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like Static, Ichigo and his sisters, Static, Ichigo and his sisters, Static, Cone fell over.
Yes.
Just, I hate any outro that's like really bubbly like that you hard cut from whatever ended the episode.
Yeah.
Just the fucking field of limbs to the song called Happy People.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
All the captain's having a good time. It's like, what's happening?
It's funny because
you gotta lead it in.
when I think about the anime landscape at the time, right? I think about the intro for the Parappa the Rapper anime and how much better that was, and it's in the same genre of music. It's kind of fucking nuts. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, look right over there. The thing you should have put here if you were going to do this style and tone of thing. But no, we get this garage band ass sounding motherfucking dog shit.
Garage band.
Before we move to the next episode, there was one important thing we missed.
Okay.
We had a cutaway to Yachiro, his vice captain, like emitting an immense aura when one of the sales force tries to give her a message. She's like, no. And she has like her own demon head.
That's true. She's paying attention to the fight. Stealth Force shows up to give her the message. She just goes sicko mode at him over just like, fucking, that is not important right now. It's really good. We get our cone thing at the end. I had to skip all my notes about the ending where it says, oh no, this is bad. The cone minute, he goes, Shuhei Hisagi, what is 69?
I forgot we got that.
That's intense.
So happy.
We open episode 40 the same way we've opened every episode so far by the end of the prior episode. So we finally get to some new footage a little bit in, and then Kenpachi says, Ichigo said right before he crumpled, he was like, I'm sorry, my friends. And then he crumples and he falls over bleeding out because intense wounds everywhere. Kenpachi says, why are you saying you're sorry, you stupid idiot? You won. And then he falls over.
Yeah, because his sword breaks in half.
That's true. His sword breaks in half dramatically at this moment, and then that occurs. They're both just lying there. Shit, thoroughly knocked out of both of them. And Kusajishi or whatever, that is the pink hair's other name, right?
I don't remember her first name. I just forgot True.
So anyway, she comes up and she's just like, thanks, Ichigo, or thanks, you gave him a good fight. It's been a while since Kenny was this happy. Anyways, bye. Picks him up and then just leaps out of there.
Have fun bleeding out.
Yep. You should stay alive. Good luck with that, by the way. Bye.
Peace out.
We cut to Hanatoro.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And Ganju.
It's Hamtaro time.
Hamtaro, kush kush. They're doing grapple hook shenanigans because they need to climb up to where Ichigo and Kenpachi were, I guess. No, they're climbing the tower.
Yeah, they're going, yeah.
See, when the scene
they're trying to get
played,
Rukia.
When the scene first played, I thought they were like trying to get back to Ichigo, but then I realized, no, they're just continuing their journey. Never mind. Okay, there wasn't. So they're doing grapple hook shenanigans. He spins it really fast. The hook comes off and almost hits Hamtaro. And then he's like, "Okay, don't worry. I'll fix this grapple hook." He knots it and he ties it. And he's like, "They're all better." Hamtaro's like, "But you tied it to me." And he's like, "That's okay. This will work. You could be a weight for the rope. It's still gonna work just fine." Starts swinging him above his head. It's really good.
My favorite part is like he tied his hands together. He can't even grab things properly like this.
Yeah, no, he's screwed. He's absolutely screwed. He's just dead weight at the end of a rope. And Ganju like tosses his ass. It's really good. Just spinning up, riling up, throws him. And then we cut away. Yoruichi comes up to Ichigo's incapacitated body. He's like, "Oh, you've had a rough day." things are going real bad for you, huh? Well, I'm not going to let you die here. And then just goes, oh, it gets huge for a second. We cut away.
Nya pukes on your carpet.
Ah.
We then get, and I never would have guessed this episode was about this, Kenpachi remembering meeting Yachiru and giving her name and naming himself after the mightiest Soul Reaper. It's really good. See, let me explain. Kenpachi, he's in the middle of this forest. He's killing a bunch of people. Everyone's dead. Blood everywhere. He's covered in their blood. It's intensity. He's just standing there. Little baby Yachiru crawls up, and he's like, I don't have a name. Do you have a name? You don't have a name? Okay.
That's not very honorable.
Your name is Crunchwrap. I named you after the only food I've ever respected.
Oh, that's while she's playing with
Seymour Hoffman in a Bleach movie.
Ugh. But yeah, she's like playing with the blood on his sword.
Yeah, which is why he respects her so much and named her Crunchwrap.
Please just call her Crunchwrap forever.
We should have named one of the Dream Eaters that Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah,
it was too late. I like how you're having a good collection of lore. You've named this character Crunchwrap. One character has a Turtle Beach headset forever.
Oh man, he didn't show up in this set of episodes.
Yeah, I can't wait for Kira to come back.
Yeah, I can't either.
It's just gonna be like, Kenny, remember how you named me? And he'll be like, hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Your boy Kira's here in the house.
Are you ready to plant the bomb?
Terrorists win. Bleach is a good series. Anyways, yeah, so
sometimes I'm like, I need Dan to run this bit now.
Hits the button. Kenpachi, he kills a lot of people. He kills all the time, but no one respects him. He doesn't have a name. Everyone else has a name. Why doesn't he have a name? So anyway, he named himself after the most badass Soul Reaper there ever was and named her Crunchwrap, and that's the end of the flashback. Kenpachi's really fucking pissed, though. He's just lying there, and he's just like, I need to get stronger. I need to be stronger. Hey, I know I didn't ask you for the past several years, but what's your name, Sword? And he just holds it up while lying down, bleeding. And it's like, okay, yeah, that checks out. It just is gone.
We have to find out that Rocky is just where he's from. Like, he doesn't have even that name.
Yes.
Yeah, he just checks out, yep.
Yeah, he just checks out. So we cut away from that now. My notes get one more sentence and then two-word couplets for the rest of this episode. You ready for this?
Ooh, I like 2-word couplets.
We're going to go verbatim. Oh my God, Rukia killed Ganju's brother. I can't believe Phil spoiled that in that episode 2 episodes of Chugging Bleach ago.
God damn it.
Cycle of violence. Spiritual pressure. Byakuya Kuchiki shows up.
I'm sure that will go well.
So, to give a little bit more detail, they showed up at Rukia's thing. They had a key. They opened the door. She's inside. That's when Ganju realizes that she's Abby. We have a moment as he's like, oh, I can't believe this is the bitch we're saving. I'm so pissed right now. This fucking sucks. I'm mad. And that's when they need to tone that shit down because Byakuya showed up. And they're like, oh God, fuck this. We need to get out of here. And Simtaro, he sits there and he's just like, well, I'm going to go die to him so you two can get away.
I'll hold him on somehow.
What a great idea.
It'll take him about half a second to cut through me. You can use that. I just imagine like Dobo saying he's going to his death now.
Well, it's time for me to stop Jiren. Leave Jiren to me.
Yeah, if you're gonna pick someone to be a Dobo, it's either him Or fucking what's her name from Urahara's shop.
It's just like the same candor as when Dobo is talking about what you can do in purgatory. Like, he'll cut through me really easily, but it'll be something to delay him briefly, I guess.
See, I assumed this kid has any level of plan, right? Like Hamtaro here is going to take some of the Monstar juice from Space Jam and just get huge. Because earlier in the episode, he uses a green gel to incapacitate people with low spiritual energy, right? Low spiritual pressure. And I was like, now obviously that won't work on Byakuya. He's too much of a badass. But maybe he could take some experimental drugs and get huge. Yes.
Yeah, he's got a toolkit. He could maybe have a plan here, right?
Right. That's the idea. That's the idea I'm running with. Whether or not that's going to happen, I don't know. Because this episode ends right as Ganju leaps over Hamtaro, and he's like, "There's no way I'm going to let you fucking fight this guy. Like, come on, man." Unfortunately for my sister, I'm a badass who cares about his friends. I'm like, yeah, that's the shonen problem, isn't it? Unfortunately for my loved ones, I care about my friends. So he leaps over him. He's going to fight Byakuya on this bridge, which is the only way out. They've said that. They had a grappling hook, but this is the only way out.
Look, Rukia, she couldn't possibly go down a grappling hook.
No, okay. That's fair. Ganju says, "It's your lucky day, Captain, because it's me you'll have to deal with now. Dipshit."
Yeah.
And then only one more line. This ending still sucks. That's the end of my notes. That was episodes 36 through 40 of Bleach.
Woo! We got some good stuff in there. All right, let's move on to the segments. All right, my favorite one, best dressed.
Oh,
yeah,
it's a good segment.
It is a good segment. I'm gonna actually steal number one this time.
Ooh,
I'm giving it to Chad's abuela, his grandfather.
Abuelo,
my bad.
It's not his grandmother.
You're right. I should have known that much.
Chad, you need to be stronger. He's like, I'll be strong like you, Abuela.
She just looks like
she's like super ripped.
She's like Eiko,
yes.
like Fissador Star character.
Yeah, it's the Eiko classmate who's Fissador Star. Abuela was always so strong. So the abuelo's really strongly dressed, Bob.
Yeah, he's incredibly ripped. Have a skin tight T-shirt with suspenders over it, and a cool little, like, I think it's a bowler hat. Is that right? I'm not sure what those driving hat things are called. But it's a good outfit. We don't see his face even, but we get a good look at that.
Yeah, it's a pretty good outfit.
KZ,
White Ichigo.
That's fair.
He's got some good contact
cool.
lenses.
It's like Ichigo but inverted. I liked it.
I kept looking at his teeth and being like, why are his lips just giant and black?
He obviously ate the black bun burger from Burger King in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's what's up with him. That and contact lenses.
Ooh. Dan?
I can't believe we're even having this category. It's obviously Zangetsu. He has such Hellsing ultimate energy.
Yeah, there's no, like, look, he always wins.
Yeah.
I can't give it to him every time, but, someone has to.
But you should.
Yeah, those wraparound shades, that cloak that's amazing.
Because quite frankly, every time he shows up, he gives it to you. Listen to his fucking shit about rain.
Okay, Phil, what do you got?
I'm going to pick Kenpachi for his stupid fucking bells. They make a brave statement.
They are very brave.
Yes, they do.
At some point, you get so used to them, you just cease seeing them.
Right.
Or Kubo just quits drawing them. I honestly don't remember which it is.
I think this is time for a good special segment.
Oh.
Do you think Kenpachi could beat Jiren? Jiren, whatever his name is?
They're both stupid as hell.
I mean, yes. I say yes, absolutely.
I agree with Phil. I think that his Kenpachi's stupidity like his stupid
level.
powers are insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have nothing to really contest it.
Okay.
Not only would he win a fight, he also has anything approaching a personality.
Yes, that's important in characters, I hear. Not DBZ characters, though. Don't get any weird ideas. He's obviously the perfect character, has no personality.
In the end, that has nothing to do with who could win a fight.
All right. Time for our favorite segment. Is this better than the Bleach movie? Live action. I think it's pretty obviously better than that.
Sure, I'll give it to it.
Anyone else contesting it?
I'm gonna say this ending puts it a little too close. Any closer, and that's bad. So at least it didn't have a generic. This is the opening of a Netflix series energy to it. But even that is preferable over happy people. Jesus Christ, what a bad theme.
All right, Dan, are you excited to watch more Bleach on scale 1-10?
Let's see. Ichigo's inner world reigns, and that makes his sword sad or upset. His sword has a white version of him inside of its cape. Ganju thinks he's going to do anything to Byakuya.
He could be right. We don't know.
Chad might get interrogated, and Ichigo has a giant cat getting huge on top of him, which is keeping him from dying. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm very excited to watch more Bleach.
All right.
Now, I asked you a question last time, which was basically how you think that fight's going to go. I need to ask you, through your prediction powers, what is going to happen to Ganju in the next set of episodes?
Okay. So the enemy team lost someone, and I think this is going to be a bullshit tit for tat moment. I think Ganju may die in the next series, the next set of episodes, the next 5. I think they might just be like, oh, this is bullshit. Kenpachi's clearly dead. Now we need to kill Ganju as well.
Where you said next series, like, and Bleach Z.
It's Bleach GT. I'm sorry.
Or Bleach Shippuden.
Step into the Bleach Grand Tour. Oh, yeah. Have we hit a bad cutoff point? Do we need to increase the episodes yet?
I think we're good for now. I think
I'm on track of that, so we don't hit like this episode involves half of one season and half of another.
Yeah, that's what we want to avoid. All right. Phil, do you have any insane trivia for me about Bleach?
Oh, God.
That anecdote that I recounted earlier about 69 Man and Kubo not knowing why people wanted to fuck him. Is that real? That is that is your quiz.
I hate you.
This is ridiculous. I'm going to say yes. Dan?
yes.
KZ?
Yes, this is built on trust.
All right, Phil.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Okay, I was like, there's no way Phil's Galaxy braining my ass by saying something patently false halfway through the episode. Then there's no way.
Shit in the world.
That would have been pretty cool though.
It would have been as cool as you saying, I'm from Okinawa, but you're actually from Mexico, but you're actually from Okinawa.
Very fitting for this episode, yes. All right. Now it's time for us to rate these on our tightness scale, which goes from 0 to 25. KZ, how tight is this?
This is tight. I remember most of this fight pretty clearly. Remember this being some of my favorite parts of this arc. Feeling pretty strong on it. I'm gonna give it a 22.
Solid. Feel.
Yeah, real solid.
I'm gonna give it a 20. These episodes were pretty good. The fights were pretty decent. I remembered there being more to both major fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like I forgot how a Chad does his big run punch and then just gets owned, and I forgot that Ichigo and Kenpachi both go sicko mode and then just hit each other once. I thought there was a little bit more to it than that, and I was just misremembering.
Hey, they had that good part where Kenpachi launches himself while getting his face sliced open like a serial killer.
Yeah, I remember parts of this surprisingly well with that stuff. Like, yeah, I remember that Kyoraku Chad fight was pretty lame and he was just owned, and that they did just do only one hit after locking their full power. But yeah, I still thought there was a little more in the Zaraki fight. I'm gonna I'm gonna give this a. It's honestly been some of my favorite stuff so far.
Mm-hmm.
It does suffer from those mini recaps at the beginning of every episode. Like that definitely hurts it. But I'm still gonna give it a 22. It's like the highest score I've given anything to this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
Same. I think it suffers a little bit from that recap stuff, but I think this is really some of the best Bleach we've watched so far. So I'm going to give it my highest score by 2 points. I am also giving it a 22.
Whew.
Ladies and gentlemen, that means the total score is 86. This is the best set of episodes we've watched so far.
So obviously, if you want to start watching Bleach, it's right here.
They're like, why do some people call him Sado and other people call him Chad?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
You see, this is really good. This beat the live action movie by 79 points.
It's gonna be really good when we do the GigaBoots origin story and I meet Tosh outside a fucking Taco Bell that's dilapidated and I go, you don't have a name either? I'll name you Crunchwrap. The only food I've ever respected. I'll name you KFC Famous Bull.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, Tosh is poking at your burning car.
It's me wearing even more 80s tacular like denim outfit and holding a Game Gear.
You know what? I'm putting it up another point. It goes up to 23 points. This is some really good stuff.
I mean, to be fair, they have some of the best lines in all of Bleach in these episodes.
Yeah, I really love that flashback with Kenpachi.
It's really good.
God, this jumped up 31 points from our last set.
Yeah, no, I was going to say we hit a real low point there, and man, we just rocketed to the top. You don't get to see jumps this severe basically ever, except for load times between a PS4 and a PS5. That's basically the only time you get this sort of experience.
And just think, if they hadn't changed the outro, maybe we could have hit 90.
Yeah, it's a real shame the outro is worse than they had like 2 minutes of recap or a minute of recap at the beginning of every episode, but yeah, no, good stuff. I'm pretty jazzed about this.
At least we get through these outros somewhat quickly. They aren't like the intros that stick around for 24 episodes.
Yeah, it's 13. It's no big deal. I watched this through Netflix.
Uh-huh.
And they seem to have researched it enough because I was in a rush. I had other things to do. So I would click the next button, and it skips the recap part and just goes straight to the new material each time.
Yeah, that's a really great thing that Netflix does.
Yeah, that's a really great feature.
I wish that they had that option on Blu-rays. Like, that's genuinely good.
When you mentioned it, I'm like, did I forget it? Am I just cold to it? It's like, no. It just jumps straight to it.
Yeah, even will say skip recap, and I'm like, yes!
You hit skip recap, and it just brings you straight to the, I'm going to name you Crunchwrap.
Like, yeah, it'll be
after the episode.
You're watching like episode 111 of Bleach when they're in the filler. It's like skip recap. Okay, why does the thing say 11 minutes?
Huh, why is the eye catch playing?
Man, so it's a good thing we have so much scale to work with here.
All right. See you guys next time.
Thanks for listening. Shows like Mondo Cool and Chugging Bleach are only possible thanks to our wonderful supporters over on Patreon. If you head on over to patreon.com/gbpodcasts and pledge at the $5 or above level, you not only get early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool before they're released to the public, but you'll also gain access to exclusive shows like Armchair Devs Extra and Cursed Content by Committee. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.